Welcome everybody to this replay between the Sons of Sigmar versus the marauding Norscans of the North. Now this is going to actually be a replay sent in by the Snotling League, a special thanks to Malarkey as he is hosting this tournament, but overall it's just a very casual tournament in which you have an entire week to face your opponent, so it's really nice, very easy on the schedule, and overall I really do like it. But over here controlling the Empire is going to be Papa Palpatine, another member of the Death Before Dishonor clan, a clan that I am proudly a part of as well, so I will be rooting for him in this replay. And of course, bringing Sigmar's Sons can't go wrong. Well, not the actual infantry unit Sigmar's Sons, but, you know, a very interesting kite build, actually, by the Empire. So, 4 units of Pistoliers, 2 on the left and 2 on the right, with Outrider Knights with grenade launchers. Now, that is a fun unit to be sure. So much damage in such a small amount of time, especially with those explosive splash damage against Marauders and any light armored infantry. Like, pretty much every infantry on the Norscan roster is super light armored. So, really great choice with the grenade launchers, and not that many units to micro, because I know kiting builds are so hard to micro, and one of the main reasons I don't play them very often myself. So we've got 2 Empire Knights in the periphery, very powerful cavalry force, cost effective as well because they have such a good charge bonus, and their armor on them just really carries them through and can make it so they can tank so much damage. Now the main centerpiece for the Empire is going to be the Knights of the Blazing Sun, really a cost-effective unit against Norscans because Norscans have a lot of regenerating units. Something like Skinwolves, Trolls, Throg, anything like that, Knights of the Blazing Sun will devastate. And of course, they also have magic resist, so they don't take a lot of damage from like Fate Abunas or Spirit Leeches. Now here is the main punching power, and that's the Royal Altdorf Griffites, the terror-causing, halberd-wielding, just weird bird feather things. I'm not exactly sure what combination of like horse, bird, like walking griffin is, but you know, extremely effective, and anything that causes terror in the Norscan matchup is a dangerous unit. Now up in the skies we do have Karl Franz, the most powerful, and he is king and emperor. Very prince and emperor, that's the actual term. I'm just getting drunk today. So he does have Gal Morales and the Reichland Roofing to have those really powerful buffs, and we've got the lore of life with the Jade Wizard. Very standard pick, so powerful because healing is good. Turns out if you can heal, you should heal. And over here on the Norscan side, we have a normal Marauder Chieftain, something I really don't see. I'm so used to seeing someone like Wulfric the Wanderer, even Throg, because turns out Hunter of Champions is a very powerful school, even like especially in the Empire matchup where they rely on their lords so heavily. So just bringing a normal chieftain, he at least will be cheap, so that means a larger army. Now I don't want to see the engagements quite yet, so I'm going to go and pause. And we do have a contingency of Marauder Horsemen, 2 with normal javelins and 2 with throwing axes. This is the interesting pick for me, 2 feral manticores. Now I'm actually not a fan of manticores, mainly because they enrage, and getting them to enrage is really not that hard, and then they just get chased all the way into the sunset. They'll chase you, that is, and you'll just shoot at them, and then they'll eventually rout, and they'll leave the battlefield, and you're going to waste like, what, 800 something gold? Is that how much they cost? I don't like them personally. You have to play super careful with them, but they are flying, and that does count for something. We have the Beasts of Tashnar on the right and some Norscan Ice Wolves on the left. Now this is what's going to be dangerous for the Empire. I personally believe that Norscans are one of the best factions with dealing with enemy Kite, and that's because Skinwolves in combination with Ice Wolves. Now, Ice Wolves do have the Frostbite effect, reducing speed by 36%, so that's a huge debuff on speed, and Skinwolves are one of the fastest monstrous infantry, probably the fastest, at 75 speed, and they have a bonus versus large, and just 75 speed, physical resistance, a bonus versus large. They have frenzy too, so they're just immune to psychology as long as their health is really decently high, and they do regenerate as well. So if you get some good charges with the Knights of the Blazing Sun, you can take them out, but any engagements may be supported with feral manticores, and that could prove deadly for the Empire forces. Now, no actual Marauder Javelin units, so the firepower, the range firepower will go in the advantage of the Empire by far. Now, in terms of the magic, we do have Lore of Death. Lore of Death, very simple, just left click, and you've got damaged models. So, really good choice on that. And let's see what happens when the battle starts. We're going to start off with an engagement. Actually, Marauder Horsemen charging into Pistoliers, and they get their charge bonus off, so they're going to deal a decent amount of damage. And here's the thing about ranged units. When you take off a unit model from a ranged unit, they lose their fire for effects so much. They lose so much combat effectiveness as their ammunition, and just a lot of it just disappears every time they lose a unit model. A nice pick over here, Knights of the Blazing Sun getting a nice side charge into the Marauders, but here comes some more infantry and the Beasts of Tashnar supported by Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. Now the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes are going to be much more effective compared to the normal javelins, because essentially everything except the Pistoliers and Outriders have so much armor on their cavalry. So throwing axes is going to be very crucial, and here comes some explosive grenades and pistol shots. Look how much damage that dealt to the infantry units. They're going to get a nice side charge by the Empire Knights, but Vicious Satsuma is going to be very good on the ball. He's going to get some Skin Wolves to defend those Empire Knights. We do have some Feral Manticores charging in as well. Be very careful for them to not actually rampage. But we're going to have a lot of spread out engagements. Skin Wolves getting a nice charge into the Pistoliers. It's going to cost a lot of micro. It's hard to kite everybody, especially when you don't use something like, you don't use units that rely on skirmish mode or something like that, so they can't automatically do it. So we're going to have a nice blob in the center by Norscans. Essentially, all of the ranged firepower are focused, and they're going to get some good throws and chucks at the Outriders with grenade launchers. Now, grenade launchers are just not good at dealing with other cavalry units, so here comes them. Papa Palpatine going to retreat, very rightfully so, and a nice little kite play has begun. Really nice charges into these Marauders. None of these units have charge defense against large, but then again, here comes some Skin Wolves, and here comes the Norscan Ice Wolves. It's the Wombo combo to slow them down and kill them. But in sustained combat, Skin Wolves should, while they do a lot of damage, the Knights of the Blazing Sun do have that fire damage. But here comes the counter charge. This is what I really like about Papa Palpatine. Getting counter charges to stop the charge bonus of other units, pin them in, and possibly even get more charges from the Knights of the Blazing Sun, along with Pistolier support to get some nice arcs of fire. Now, Pistoliers do use pistols, and pistols can only fire, they don't fire over units, so I'm assuming because of the way how firearms work, they can't get really nice shots off over on the Norscans. Now, a Royal Outdoor Griffites are actually brought into the battlefield here, and a Spirit Leech going off them, that's extremely dangerous. Spirit Leech takes off models, and when you lose a model, you can no longer heal that model up. But the Knights of the Blazing Sun getting nice charges. The Beasts of Tashnar do have anti-large, but they stand no chance. But they will be retreating from the Knights of the Blazing Sun, as they should be. Karl Franz being extremely effective. He's just getting picks wherever he lands. Terror routes happen. That's very dangerous because terror is something that can destroy a Norscan formation. Now, if you look at the HP of all the Norscan infantry over here, and even the Skin Wolves, it's actually getting very low, mainly because of these Outrider Knights with grenade launchers and Pistoliers. They have dealt a huge number, and they're just standing there because they know they have no chance at hell to catch them. Now, remember when I said these Feral Manticores, they are going to chase and chase forever because they're on a rampage, but they actually get into the Pistoliers. They're going to terrify, and he's going to get some good value over here. But the Royal Outdoor Griffites, really nice catch by Palpa. He's going to come back and deal with this, and I assume he's going to be dead by rights. Nice flanks overall. We have a nice concave of fire going into shooting at these Marauder Berserkers and Marauder just normal Marauders, but because I would say probably aim at the normal Marauders, mainly because of the formation. Normal Marauders are much tighter packed, and the Berserkers are more like of a spread formation, so it's easier to get the explosions off. And look how much damage these grenade launchers, if only you brought more than one, that would be so insane how much damage and firepower. But Pistoliers being screened off by the Marauder Horsemen, this is essentially what they need to, but in turn, Karl Franz screening off the Marauder Horsemen from getting too many spears on the Outriders and stuff like that. More shots coming down from the bottom half of the battlefield, and we've just got a nice poke, push, and pull of the Empire. Kite builds are very, very hard to play, and while it's I don't enjoy fighting them, I must admit, it takes a lot of skill to play with them, and the balance of power actually in the Empire's favor. Beasts of Tashnar getting a really nice charge on the Outriders, but Outriders, if they go down here, they do still have enough ammunition to really have a large impact on this, but the Royal Outdoor Griffites are here, and they're going to come here to defend those grenade launchers with their lives, as they're pretty much specifically built to kill Skin Wolves and anything large like that, so they'll do well. But unfortunately, the Knights of the Blazing Sun up here on the upper side are going to get taken down by measly Berserkers. Their health must be pretty low if they're going to be taken out by Berserkers of all things. And here comes a Spirit Leech over on the Royal Outdoor, but Karl Franz is going to get his beautiful mount Deathclaw and just smack the Marauder Chieftain just once and get a terror route. And this terror route's going to cause like a chain route for the Norscans, especially with the Roller Archdwarf Griffites getting nice. But that's going to actually push the balance of power now back towards the center, as the Norscan Ice Wolves are going to get a opportunity to chase and countercharge the Roller Archdwarf Griffites. No! They're going to apply that speed debuff, and they're just going to deal so much damage, even though the Archdwarf Griffites are going to, while in a 1v1 situation, would destroy the Ice Wolves. Now, Karl Franz is flying, and he's going to escape the grasp of the Marauder Berserkers, so he doesn't take as much damage, but I think he has blood in his eyes as he's going for the Marauder Chieftain, as he really wants to goon out the leadership of the Norscans. If you take out that, you might cause a huge chain route, and here he comes. He's going to get a nice charge and a huge amount of damage. Like, one thing about Griffins and Deathclaw in general is that the attack animations are so effective, such a high like attack speed. I kind of wish that the CA would show us the attack speed of units, because Deathclaw and any sort of Griffin unit has a absurd attack speed, especially against units like that. Just those 2 seconds and Marauder Chieftain is out of the game pretty much. But those Pistoliers and Outriders are really low on ammunition, and it's actually proving quite bleak for the Empire. Without ammunition, you can really no longer kite, and according to the combat rules, you're just going to have to send them in with no real heavy cavalry left. Those Skin Wolves really did their job. The ability to just chase down Empire Cav, even though they don't have armor piercing, is so powerful. And even Karl Franz, seeing the brunt of that, getting nipped at the heels by these Norscan Ice Wolves, he's actually going to get out of here. He's going to quickly try to just like turn around, but Norscan Ice Wolves just nipping and tearing at his heels. Yeah, getting out of there is going to be tough for sure. And even the Norscans still have a few firepower units left. Balance of power actually heavily in the Norscan favor, as the Empire units are trying to pick off anything in the distance. And I don't see any heavy cavalry left for the Empire. No Empire Knights, no Knights of the Blazing Sun, no Royal Altdorf. Oh, maybe the Royal Altdorf are right over here, but they have so few unit models. Look at that. That's just a measly 6 units. It's going to be tough for the Empire for sure. The Karl Franz is going to be routed straight off the battlefield. He's probably going to be chased right off with the Pharaoh Manticore, and unfortunately, I believe that's going to be the end for the Sons of Sigmar. Now, overall, really great play. I really like to see this kite build, and unfortunately just had to kite against Norscans. Norscans just have all the tools needed to catch a kiting build. So it can be really tough for them, especially when you see the combination of Ice Wolves and Skin Wolves. So, that was a fun match, but thanks for sending in this replay. I really deeply, deeply respect players that can send in replays in which they lose, but it's overall a great game over in the end, right? So Papa Palpatine, congratulations, really great play. Vicious Satsuma is a devastatingly good character. Let's look at the unit counts and like the efficiencies. Like, look at, I believe most of the damage done in this Empire army was actually the Empire grenade launchers. 175 kills. They've got so many chevrons and the nice cycle charging. It's just really hard to deal with so much firepower with the mobile contingency. You know, the Pharaoh Manticores actually did well. One of them got destroyed because they rampaged, but the other one doing really well and actually paying for itself, diving into like supporting Skin Wolves and Ice Wolves. So, really great game. Papa Palpatine, deepest respect for you for sending in a loss, and have fun in the Snotling League, everybody. So, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want more. I'll catch you guys later.